Hello! Perfidious Beat here. Back to sing a lament for the brightest star in the daytime sky. In XCOM, The Long War 2. And don't let Ellen's unassuming good looks and little blonde pixie cut fool you. Ellen Rogue DeGeneres was a dyed-in-the-wool, hardcore, thugged-out OG killer. Sure, she might run a show driven mostly by dancing 5-year-olds' Twitter feeds and least common denominator humor, so vanilla that it makes your Monday morning double whip triple shot from Starbucks look as flavorless as a chunk of boiled tofu. But that's just the cover. Look at this kill to mission ratio, better than 2-to-1, and in the Long War, better than 2-to-1 is freaking phenomenal because on most missions you don't actually fight or kill aliens. So having a better than 2-to-1 ratio, that's brutally deadly. Just like Ellen is off camera, because I'm telling you, she may not look like much, but she is secretly the most ruthless cutthroat kingpin since the federales blapped Pablo Escobar. You don't know what it takes to make it to the top of daytime. You don't become the queen of infotainment if you ain't willing to cut a bitch. And Ellen DeGeneres, she was willing to cut a bitch. And if you don't believe me, just ask Wendy Williams how she got those scars. So much blood on Ellen DeGeneres' hands, and we are going to miss every single drop of it. Her tragic loss here really is a significant blow to the project there. It's just bad. I'm sorry you're gone, Ellen. We're gonna miss you. I'm sure Portia is heartbroken. I'm heartbroken as well. I don't know how we're gonna recover, except for the fact that, you know, we already recruited Rita Rudner, who will step in to replace you. And I suppose it bears mentioning, yeah, Kathy Griffin, she's dead. I'd say I left her in a shallow grave, but I'm not sure rolling her body into a ditch, tossing a handful of gravel onto it, and spitting in the face of her corpse counts as a grave or burial, per se. But either way, she's still dead. We did liberate a region. I think that's what this little spike of alien skills means. I think this means that this region is liberated. I'm not really sure, and I'd love to, like, look around and try and learn some stuff, but when we, I think, liberated this area, we got this mission that popped up immediately, even though we still had some infiltration time on it. I think when a mission pops up in a region you've liberated, it just immediately prompts you to perform all of the remaining missions. Enemy activity here is moderate. I do want to do this ambush mission, not because I'm worried about strength in the region, more because I really just want the stuff. We need money, we need supplies. Ambush in a troop column is one of the few ways we actually get enemy materiel, and we have a pretty respectable squad here. Sorry about the mic drops, but it's just me clearing my throat. I'm still fighting an illness here. And just to be forewarned, this episode, again, today's episodes, I'm recording several today, so like the next 4 or 5 you're going to see, maybe a little shorter than ordinary, just because about a half an hour at a stretch is the longest I can talk without my throat just turning into a jagged shards of piercing pain. It's like I'm swallowing molten glass, so a little shorter, and I apologize for that up front. I'll try and make this one, like, just jam it down into maybe 2 parts. This team's pretty good, though. We got double technicals. Don, the Roastmaster Rickles. Great to see Don back in action. Dennis Leary, up-and-coming new technical. He's going to show us what it takes to rescue him. I'm assuming because he's going to get shot in the brain, and Don, Roastmaster Rickles, is going to have to viciously mock him while he carries him by main force to extraction. Also got Chris Rock, Kathleen Madigan. Paula Game Show Poundstone has been quite good for us. And we get to Super Dad there for some slicing and dicing. He's our murdering shinobi. This team's pretty good. I think they got a reasonable chance of completing this. Let's get in at it. Get to work here. I want to see the Super Dad coming at you with an axe. I tell you what, if you actually saw a man running at you wearing like a pair of dad cargo shorts and just a dad shirt, sporting a dad bod, but carrying a giant reaving frost axe at you, you would definitely run. Operation Moonwalk in Gutter Park. Are we trying to steal Michael Jackson's corpse? That's the only thing I can ever think that you would call Operation Moonwalk. I mean, you wouldn't call an actual space mission to go land on the moon Operation Moonwalk. That's just absurd. Operation Moonwalk would be like, we're going to break into this cemetery and steal Michael Jackson's corpse so that we can clone him and make another Michael Jackson. Do you think that would work? If you clone Michael Jackson, do you still think he would be the king of pop? Would his clone also be a king of pop? Or do you think more that his success and talent was a product of his upbringing more so than his genetics? I tend to err on the latter. Say what you want about Joe Jackson. The guy was a scumbag, but he did know how to make pop superstars, man. His program, while brutally ruthless and something you should never do to a child, it was successful. I mean, Michael, Janet, LaToya to a lesser extent, Tito, Jackson, Jermaine, they made it. He destroyed their childhood and most of their lives, but they did make it in the music business. So we got Kathleen Irish Madigan who's going to be doing our scouting here. All right, what do we got? We got a decent building to shoot from. We're starting in a corner. So far, I appreciate pretty much everything this mission is throwing at us here. All right, Kathleen, our little covert ghost walker, got a hackable tower over here. We'll have Pat and Oswald take a look at that in a minute. Let's swing a little wide with Kathleen Madigan. I really want to cast the nets out far and see where our enemies are, because really what I'd like to do is make sure that the first pod we attack is the Gigapod. Got Dennis Leary here. Dennis Leary's got pretty good foot speed. Leary's a technical. The only thing I really don't like about this mission is that we have several technicals on it. Dennis Leary and Don, the Roastmaster Rickles here. Yeah, they just got basic weaponry. I don't like that. Super Dad. All right, Super Dad, we want you to go do a little scouting as well here. Just come, you know, step behind this. This is fine, Jim. I'm telling you, though, if you saw this cargo-shorted man come running at you with an axe, you'd be like, well, that's it. It's the end times. The apocalypse has finally arrived. We have guys in cargo shorts running around with battle axes. It's, this is some Conan the Barbarian shit right here. Okay, Pat Lightning Oswald moving up. Paula Poundstone, we really want to get you onto the roof. I like and appreciate the fact that we have not yet encountered any actual enemies. I'm a little worried there might be something inside this building, and I'm worried that I might be stepping unknowingly into a detection tile there. Moving to designated position. So I'm not going to do that. Okay, Chris Rock. You know what? I am going to do it. Don't bust me, Chris. All right. I was a little worried that Chris Rock was going to screw me, but he did not screw us. Which means this move is safe for Don the Roastmaster as well. We want the Roastmaster close so he can begin the roast mastering as quickly as possible. You know what? I think Dennis Leary, just be on Overwatch. We're good where we are. Our goal here is to seize this rooftop. Carpe rooftop? Seize the roof. Give me Kathleen Irish Madigan. We're going to have Madigan swing out wide here. Moving on target location. Okay, here we go. Oh, the Gigapod is in a building. Pete, you said that with an almost orgasmic sort of sound coming out of your mouth there. What the fuck was that all about? Well, just think about this. If we could get a rocket on target on the Gigapod while they're on a rooftop, not only could we kill them, but we could drop them through a floor or something as well. We could really wreck them up good. Alternatively, the other thing we could do is we really would actually rather just be inside that building. I'd really rather be in a 2-story building than a 1-story building. That building's much better to fight out of than this one. All right, we're going to have to bide our time for a little bit here and see how the patrol patterns work out. Don't go that way. Okay, Frosty, get your frosty ass up here. And while you're at it, you want to like maybe swing over to Wendy's and, I don't know, pick me up a cool Frosty, Chris Rock? So we got to take this rooftop. All right, Lewis back in black. I want you up here. If we can get a rocket into... The perfect scenario would be if these pods somehow merged in the street, like right here, and we could pop those pods with a rocket shot. Kill them all, let the unholy fire of God sort them out. Alternatively, we could kill them all and let Dennis Leary, you know, sort them out. I don't know what to say about Dennis Leary. Sure, no cure for cancer. Yeah, that was a thing. He released that as an album. Oh, that was just, you know, back in the day when comedy albums were sort of weren't really a thing yet. It's largely because of Dennis Leary that comedy albums have become something that we get a lot of. Or, actually, kind of don't. Well, for a while in the 90s, they were something you got a lot of. Now, not so much. They actually have kind of gone back out of vogue. These days, it's everybody has a Netflix special. Copy that. which, you know, is probably better. I mean, I think that's probably more the way stand-up was intended to be received. Watching the actual comedian, physical jokes are the big part of it. Oh, Pete, how come you don't do it with the webcam? Because I'm not a comedian or funny. That's why. The webcam would only be a detriment to what I'm doing here. Nobody wants to stare at me sitting in a chair like a rock while I play a video game. It's just, it adds nothing except for the visage of an ugly man looking back at you. All of you need to go onto the rooftop of this building in one giant blob where I can kill every last one of you with a single fired rocket. Okay, the Gigapod has moved away. We have no idea where the Gigapod went, but these guys are looking like they're going to make it extraordinarily difficult for us to occupy this building. I really would prefer to be in the 2-story. Speaking of which, what can we do with hacking here? Small alloy cache or a large supply cache. Okay, I mean, I don't want to bring reinforcements down, so that's real bad. Let's not do that. What's the other one? Small alloy cache or a large supply cache, except for some reason it's harder? Alright, well, I was hopeful that we might be able to get something useful out of one of those potential hacks, but nothing doing. Alright, Kathleen Madigan, I really need you to go keep eyes on the Gigapod for me. So I'm going to bring you... This is actually a little risky, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, where's the Gigapod? There's the Gigapod. That's what we needed. We needed to keep eyes on those guys. Maybe if everything rotates around, maybe we can steal this building. If we could be fighting from the top of that 2-story building, I would feel really good about our overall chances. In the meantime, just in case something untoward happens, I want everybody up here on Overwatch. Lou, I wouldn't really mind having you a little... You know what? Get a little closer, buddy. If you could get a shot off without having to use a run and gun, that would be a good thing. Patton Lightning Oswald, just you're fine where you're at. The bringer of Frosties is also fine. Super Dad. You know what? I want you down over here. We don't really need Super Dad on the roof. Again, Jim Super Dad Gaffigan is our murdering shinobi. Dennis Leary? Oh, I was going to say, how does Dennis Leary already have concussion rocket? But that's actually not Dennis Leary. That's Don the Roastmaster Rickles. Roastmaster, I don't want you going anywhere. Just be on Overwatch. Leary, you also be on Overwatch. I want to see where the Gigapod... Okay, so the Gigapod is going around the backside of the building. That's good for us. Where's this other pod going? Into a location where it's going to make it extraordinarily difficult for us to get on top of this building. This may be a bide your time scenario. We may be just chilling for a minute. Pete, you're doing an awful lot of just like setup and keeping an eye on the enemy. Yeah, we really kind of need this one to go perfectly. We can't really afford any calamitous circumstances or fuck ups here. It's Super Dad. Heading to that location. Let's bring you a little closer. We can see only 3 of these guys. There's a chance then that that's a detection tile, so I'm not going to move there. Yeah, see, it would be a detection tile. Probably it wasn't for Jim Gaffigan, but it could have been. I just don't want to take that risk. Overwatch for Big Lou. Paula, let's get you over here. How come this civilian, by the way, doesn't have detection tiles? Are you like a non-ratting kind of civilian? What's up with that? You civilians can't wait to blow the whistle, usually. Under ordinary circumstances, you'd be sitting there flaunching at the bit, salivating at the thought of ratting out our old XCOM troopers. You'd be like, oh man, I can't wait to rat. Can't wait to drop a dime on these cats. Advent's gonna reward me with so much... Wait, what does Advent use to motivate their stool pigeons? Like, what do they offer humanity? Like free medical care. I understand Advent clinics are the big selling... We eliminate all disease and what if you're healthy, though? What does Advent motivate you with if you're just a healthy, normal person? You'd be like, well, I don't have a crippling, debilitating disease that really needs cure. I mean, sure, the cure for the common cold is nice. And I bet Pete would kill right now, literally kill, to get his hands on some of that, but this is not good. So I was thinking these pods are going to merge, but it actually does not look like that's going to happen. Also, we now have movement to the right of us, which I don't like either. All right, well, Kathleen Madigan, I would say Kathleen Madigan is pinned down, but that actually ain't true. Kathleen Madigan ain't going to be pinned down by no man, nowhere, no how. If these guys go back into this building, I think we rocket them. I'm not sure how they got out of the building to get downstairs, though. Like, what direction did they path? Did they path over this way and go down? Well, you know what? We can make this work for us.
Understood.
So we're gonna bring the super dad over here. He drops into Overwatch. Lou, I mean, I would love to get you there, but you know who else I would really love to get over there? Dennis Leary with maybe a flamethrower. All right, so Dennis, how close can you get, buddy? Oh, he can get real close. You know what? This is risky, and I'm going to do it anyway. If we can get these guys to walk into a pod-popping flamethrower shot, that would be nothing short of absolutely beautiful. Lou, I want you over here. Over watching for me. Game show. I really wish there was some place better I could put you. I don't like where you're at, mostly here because of the fact that it's relatively poor cover. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have you study your weapon. I want your first shot to make sure that it is as thunderous a blow as possible. Don Rickles. Okay, the Roastmaster. I was worried that the Roastmaster was going to be pinned in, but the Roastmaster can move. I'm also a little worried about this rat Stooley. You know what? The Stooley civilian's going to drop time on us. If I go in that tile, that civilian, he's gonna rat me out. Roastmaster, let's get you up here. Okay, we got both of our technicals in what is arguably as good a position as they could possibly ever get into. Patton Lightning Oswald. I'm just gonna bring you over here. What I'd like to do is not have to engage both of these pods at once, if possible. I'd really only rather have to fight one at a time. The Gigapod's gonna be tough enough. Oh, no, this is not good. This is not good. Yep, that's real bad. The jig is up and Kathleen Madigan upped it. Well, these guys are gonna scatter like roaches with the lights coming on. We should have a lot of Overwatch here. Wow, our Overwatch got us nothing at all. Well, this is horrible. Okay, then. I mean, I'd say that could have gone worse, but I'm not technically sure that actually is true. This is a hellish nightmare scenario. But Dennis Leary can do some work for us. Okay, what do we got to do? We got to start trying to dig our way out of this hole. So what's the way to start with the hole digging? How do we start our way out of the hole? I think first thing we would do is have Dennis Leary drop a rocket in here. It's going to hit a bunch of guys if it's on target, even though it's looking like it's not going to really be that on target. But it also destroys cover for all of these guys and potentially kills some of them. Two of those guys are civilians, though. Do I really want to focus on murdering civilians? I mean, I don't want to not focus on it. Let's drop it, like, right here. If we scatter onto a civilian, you know what? Hey. Excuse me? Since when do you get to shoot at a man who's firing a fucking rocket? Alright, Dennis Leary took a hit. That guy probably had covering fire ready for anything or some other stupid bullshit. Paula Poundstone can definitely kill that sentry. She could definitely kill that drone. These guys over here, though, I mean, we got nothing that's going to be a definite kill on those dudes, and they're really in a problem area because they have us flanked. We could move and flashbang them. But that leaves Patton Oswalt in real bad cover against a lot of guys. How did we not get a piece of this, dude? We destroyed this entire building, but we didn't get a single chunk of that guy? I should have a chunk of that guy. In fact, I should have chunks of that guy coming out of my stool. Well, the other thing we could try is we could go real deep and try and kill this Advent Trooper from what would be almost certainly a position of good cover. The only problem is, what if this spawns another pod? But given our distance to the edge of the play zone, I think that's pretty unlikely. Let's go ahead and have Kathleen Madigan start slicing and dicing. You better give me 5 damage here, Madigan. All right, then.
Nailed him.
Madigan nailed him. Okay, Lewis Black. This pod over here is a real problem, but I think I may have a solution to that problem. We may just have the Roast Master fire a concussion rocket over there. Chris Rock has great shots, which really sucks because we're not going to be able to take both of them. Super Dad could theoretically generate 2 kills for us here. Is there any way Super Dad can get up here? The answer is yes. So, Super Dad, if you whip an axe... You know what? Yeah, do this. This costs us nothing. I need this Rocketeer dead. Look at the distance on Super Dad! He did blow his concealment, which is unfortunate, but you know what? End of the day, I think it's going to be alright. Then we can come up here, we'll have some cover against this Advent Engineer. 79%, only 79% chance for Super Dad to kill this man? Well, I mean, it ain't getting any better, so we're still taking the shot. Super Dad comes from the sky! Quick to kill! Super Dad gets it done. Alright, so far so good. Lou, we got 2 problems over here that require a solution. I got 2 problems, but I only got 1 solution. Chris Rock has to move. That's part of our problem. Chris Rock, if we move him there, won't be able to see that guy. Can see him from there and still has a flank. Okay, alright, Chris Rock. Step to here. We are, thanks to our overall spawn poorness here, probably taking some damage. Don't miss, Chris. Okay, Chris Rock got the kill. Well, I mean, yeah, a little. That's not a flank shot. Patton Oswalt, do you have command? Of course not. That would be a useful thing for you to have. So Patton Oswalt can handle the drone, which means between all of the rest of our troopers, and Don Roastmaster Rickles is going to be firing a concussion rocket over here. Okay, first things first. Let's make sure this concussion rocket, how many people are we going to be able to catch with that? I'm more concerned about the Viper and the sectoids, but we're not going to be able to get all of them. If we have to leave something unwrangled, the sectoid is probably the thing to leave unwrangled. I really wish Lewis Black was like 2 tiles faster. Paula Poundstone is also going to have to move, which is unfortunate because she did steady her weapon. And she's got, I mean, she could kill that drone almost by herself for certain. She actually has bad shots at pretty much everything else, though. And could flashbang most of our troubles away. Alright, Paula, you're going to have to forego a good shot here. I'm sorry. Get the flash. Well, this is... Okay. Well, it's got to be done. Flashbang the Naha. We cannot have that sniper without some kind of aim penalty on him. Which means Lewis Black is probably going to have to get a kill, and we're still going to need something out of Lightning Boy over here. And Don the Roastmaster Rickles is still going to have to use his concussion rocket, even though I don't want to use his concussion rocket. Rickles is actually going to have to... Well, the other thing we could do is fire his actual rocket. No, it's too early. It's too early. Give me the concussion rocket. Drop it over here. This should catch all of them. This will not destroy cover or anything, but it does stun all these guys. Some trivial damage. They're all disoriented. The smoke grenade effect is the opposite of helpful. But there's nothing we can do about that. Can you see that drone from this tile, Patton Oswalt? Yes. Okay. So you got to move over here. I'm relying on you, Patton Oswalt, to not completely fuck me on this one. Okay. You know what? Yeah, I was gonna say taking over the robot would be extraordinarily handy here, but we're just too low percentage. We're not gonna be able to take it over. A second ago you said I had a 100% chance to shut it down, and suddenly it's at 99. Why the change of heart? We could have controlled it. I never regret going low ball and hitting my target. I never regret it. So you're shut down. That leaves us just Lewis Black. So we got a man who's in deep shit is what we got. There are two ways we could handle this. We could okay, how much health have you got, Lewis Black? Lewis Black is real healthy. This guy is going to shoot Dennis Leary because Dennis Leary is hurt and in the open. The only way we could do this would be to try to flank this guy and make him shoot at Lewis Black instead after killing this officer. This is... it's real stupid, but Lewis Black is unlikely to die even if he happens to take a critical. He's going to be sidelined for 1 billion years because of this damage. And if we had the command ability, Patton, we could be scoring 2 kills here for Lou. Yeah, I saw it. This guy is also flanked, I'd like to point out. So his proclivity should also be to move. He's going to move and shoot at Lewis Black. Okay, little mind spin for Paula Poundstone. Yeah, whatever that was, it actually shouldn't be possible because that guy's fucking disoriented. Shot at Kathleen Madigan. Alright, that's unexpected. 11% chance to hit. Enemy is definitely taking some poor shots here. 24. That guy went on Overwatch. Alright, all things considered, that went pretty well. Lou, I hate taking you further away from the combat. Let's see if Kathleen Madigan's going to be able to give us anything. Kathleen, can you, like, dine and dash and get in on any of these dudes? Oh, yeah, she can. Can you go... She could swing from here. This will put her in smoke, which gives her an actually pretty poor, piss poor, in fact, chance to hit. But it's the only way we get anything out of Kathleen Madigan, unless we just have her come try to deal... You know what? Yeah, this is a better move. Let's have Kathleen come deal with this trooper. Nice work, Kath. Okay, she sliced and diced him. Now, we got some boys up in here, who causing some trouble. The problem is that concussion rocket has also caused us some trouble up in here. We need to get rid of this Overwatch. And we should be able to do that relatively easy. Lou, you'll pull that Overwatch if you come to here, right? You will. This is acceptable. Lou's gonna come over here. He's gonna lightning reflexes out this Overwatch shot. Nicely done. And then we're just gonna go ahead and finish off this drone. There you go.
How many is that now?
It's 2, Lou. It's 1, and then, you know, there was a second one, so it's 2. Okay, Paula Poundstone. This may seem like an unconventional play. Oh, you can't throw a grenade this turn. We might have Paula Poundstone go for the area suppression here. Okay, somebody has to kill this Naga. Jim Superdad Gaffigan, can you get over there? You definitely can. Can you kill the Naga if you get over there? 76%. Alright, this is risky, but the minimum damage is a kill. Gaffigan, you got to give me a hit here, bro. Oh, here's a fair warning, Jim Gaffigan. If you don't get the kill here, your ass is getting flashbanged by your own team.
No longer a threat.
Alright, nicely done then. So, the rest of this turn then, this is gonna be pretty easy peasy. We're gonna have Don the Roastmaster Rickles come in here and start living up to his name. He's gonna roast some bitches. So, Roast Master, I think we will put you, let's say, here. And you're like, Pete, that has Don the Roast Master Rickles flanked. Yeah, it sure does. And it does indeed have him flanked, but it also allows him to do this, which should be set fire to almost no one. Excuse me? How are we not hitting this guy? Well, that makes me extraordinarily salty, actually. I flanked it. Fine, just throw a grenade. I was really counting on the fiery destruction there, I'm not gonna lie. Dennis Leary, if we bring you over here, I mean, can you actually set people on fire? I sort of can't trust it now. We could just have you come over here and also start throwing grenades. If you go through that door, you yourself will be set on fire. How come you're so worried about setting stuff on fire, Pete? Well, there's because we got huge hit penalties here because we're in this fire that we made. How are we going to deal with that guy, though? What do we do then that gets us that guy? Who can come up with a kill on that man? Nobody. Can we area suppress these guys? If we have Paula Poundstone, can she catch them both? Of course not. She could catch one. She can't catch them both. Patton Oswalt has a shot from where he's at. It's just a terrible shot. He does have combat protocol and could give us a little guaranteed damage. 40% chance here from Chris. Oh, you know what, Chris Rock? Here. We're going to do this. Can Chris Rock get a flank shot? Yes. He absolutely. How is that not a flank shot? Is it because of that wall? It must be because of that wall. All right. To hell with it. Chris Rock, take whatever your best shot is. All right. A little bit of luck there. And then what are we going to follow that up with? We're going to have Chris Rock follow that up with a nice little hurled grenade. Finish this dude off, Chris Rock. And then we got Patton Lightning Oswalt, who can give us a little bit of guaranteed damage. Dennis Leary also can give us a little bit of guaranteed damage. So we're gonna wind up bombing these guys back to the Stone Age, I guess. So we got Paula Game Show Poundstone and Patton Lightning Oswalt. That's all that remains.
Sure thing.
Okay, so we're gonna go. Combat protocol does 2 damage. 2 damage is not enough. Paula, 41%. You know what? No, just suppress this man.
Suppressing target.
And I'm actually going to aid Protocol Don the Roastmaster Rickles here and try and get rid of some of the flank bonus, the alien. Wait, it said Don Rickles was flanked a second ago. Suddenly he's no longer flanked. Explain that, please. I would love it if you guys stayed up on the roof. Of course you will. Oh, good. 2 pods. Holy fucking shit pickles. 2 pods patrolled into us on this turn, and one of them has a berserker and 2 mutons in it. Well, this is some straight up bullshit. Alright, well, we did get the sectoid at least. I beg your pardon?
They're all over me.
Yeah, I know they're all over you because this fucking game mechanic is the stupidest shit ever created by goddamn humans. Just, I cannot express how much I absolutely fucking despise the we get a shoot when we wander into an ambush mechanic. It is so goddamn stupid. Also, I'd like to point out we are effectively done fighting. This mission is over. This shit is absolutely and utterly unwinnable. We cannot deal with this many guys all at once. We have no chance. So, we're gonna need to run the hell away. The area suppression is very problematic for Paula Poundstone. It's not really problematic for Jim Superdad Gaffigan. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna do that next episode because this one, my throat is just, it's already too long. If you enjoyed this, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Support really does mean a lot. If you'd like to see the ultimate conclusion of this goddamn cavalcade of travesties, I'm not enjoying Long War 2. I'm not. If you want to see more, though, might consider subscribing as well. New episodes every single day. Right now, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.